Joe was challenging the crystal heads. And he had heard the story that the heads were buried and then excavated afterwards to create the legend of it. And I thought, okay, that's fine, yeah, because that's the mainstream explanation. That's the science explanation. You're okay with the idea of crystal heads being created, buried, and then found to create the story of it. But you're not okay with the idea of dinosaur bones being buried and then excavated to create the story. Now, why would they fake dinosaurs? Why would they create that story? I have this thesis that after the Reformation of the church happened, where the church no longer dominated all of reality and science came in, you no longer had the right to kill in the name of God. You had to create a new way to kill off people. The Malthusians say that you have to just kill off the labor, whereas in 1984 they said you had to destroy the manufactured goods, and that the idea that you're killing off people was just the illusion. It's the destruction of manufactured goods so that a surplus would never break out. Because if there was a surplus, then people would have free time, and if people had free time, they'd figure out who's pulling the strings and orchestrating everything. Malthusianism branches into Darwinianism, not to be confused with natural selection, but evolution. Evolution is the political term. Natural selection is the real science term. They needed the pretext or the excuse of survival of the fittest. So as you're conquering primitive cultures, you could say that, well, if they were fit for survival, if they were most fit and adaptive to the environment, they'd be able to overcome any of the higher technological weaponry that was used to kill off people. It's a pretext. The evolution part is used to replace the creationism story with Monkey Man, and then they have to figure out ways to fill in the blanks with the missing links. So what do? You first bury dinosaur bones to create the narrative that these dinosaur bones were discovered and are from 60 to 100 million years ago. You do that because you then need to create an age of the planet of 4.5 billion years. So then you could then create the age of the universe as 12.5 billion to 14 billion. They had to manufacture a lot of things along the way. First, the trip to the Galapagos, then discovering the dinosaur bones. Look it up, the dinosaur bones were discovered after Darwin's book on evolution. The pyramids were also discovered through an excavation after all that. They weren't found ages ago, they were found within the last 200 something years. All these archaeological digs, discoverings, and the whole narrative that they use is all recent. They were manufacturing this new dialogue, this new narrative. People openly say the crystal skulls were manufactured and buried, and a fake excavation happened to create a fake narrative of aliens, right? You're okay with believing that, but then you're not simultaneously okay with the idea that dinosaur bones may have been buried and discovered to create a narrative to support evolution, which is there to support the new way you could kill people and justify it.